All right, everybody. I'm here joined by Dalen Terry, Arizona guard. How are you today?
I'm doing good. I'm doing
Yeah. So I just wanted to ask. Last year, you had an up and down season. How was your overall experience? Coming into Arizona. You're from inside the state. How was it?
It was a good experience. I feel like I needed to go up and down, so I realized what college is. And now that I know what college is, I worked out the whole summer knowing what I was getting myself into. So I feel like I'm prepared for this season and still getting prepared.
Yeah. And how was your relationship with Sean Miller? He recruited you, and then obviously he ended up leaving.
Yeah, I have a real good relationship to him. I still talk to him to this day. I always will thank him for pushing me and just never keeping me satisfied. He always had a bigger goal for me to set. Always, even if I had a great game, he still found one thing to tell me no, you still need to do this.
Yeah.
So he always kept me honest.
Yeah. How do you think Tommy Lloyd's play style is different from Sean Miller's, and do you think it helps your game?
It definitely is a lot faster, and the ball is getting moved very fast. So Tommy works in similar ways as Sean. They both are on me pretty hard, tell me what I need to do better. Even if I have great days, it's still you could have a better one if you do this. So they're both pretty similar in different aspects. But yeah.
Yeah, what ways, you mentioned briefly, but what ways have you improved your game over this offseason?
I think I just being stronger mentally and physically, and obviously improving my jump shot to make sure that I can have a couple more up-tempo games or up games than I did last year, so instead of going up and down. And I just know a lot more detail that I need to know. I'm really trying to lock in my defensive end for sure, because I know that's a place I can strive in with my length and my ability.
Yeah, something, as you mentioned, the shooting part, I saw it practice briefly over the last few weeks, and your shooting looks very much improved. It looks really good. Do you think that can, elevate your game to the next level? Because last year, you played some point guard, you played some shooting guard, wing. Do you think that can, elevate your game?
For sure. It's always been an aspect of my game that wasn't always the best. I feel like in high school I got away with a lot of different jump shots, but in college it's so much more efficient, where you get certain shots and you gotta make them. And if you don't make them, then it is what it is. So you just gotta. I was practicing a lot of game shots this summer. And still am. I'm still trying to get better Tuesday.
Yeah, and when you were out in high school at Hillcrest, you were one of the just flat out just one of the best players and fun players that I watched in high school during your time at Hillcrest. Where you were mainly the lead ball handler, point guard role, and then you kind of transitioned to more of an off-ball role last year. Do you think that you're better handling the ball than being off the ball?
All my life I played off and on the ball, but when I got to Hillcrest, that was part of the reason why I transferred there, so I could be a point guard and learn how to find people. That's why I left the country and stayed my junior year. But then my senior year, I tried to do a little bit of both, but I was really ball dominant. It was part of my instinct. So me coming here and then me coming off the ball, I feel like now I've had a fair share of playing both. So I know what to expect if I have to be on the ball or off the ball. So I know how to affect the game in different ways.
Yeah, how do you think you're fit? You played with Kerr a little bit last year, Matherin, but this year, Ball, Cumming, Kyer. How do you think your fit is with all those guards? Because you guys are pretty dominant, a guard-dominant team here.
Yeah, we're all really reversible. Everybody can do everything, so it's never a ball-dominant person. Obviously, Kerr and Justin are going to be bringing it up, but everybody can do it. Everybody comes on ball screens. Everybody does a lot of the similar things.
Yeah, what do you think some expectations for your team this year? New coach, new system, a lot of new players. Do you think you guys can compete for the Pac-12 here?
Yeah, definitely. I think our pace of the game is just really crazy. As you guys seen in red and blue, we were just one team scores, the other team was about to score right in 4 seconds. So we were working on a lot of transition stuff and just trying to push the ball as fast as possible.
Yeah, something I wanted to touch on is your shoe game. I noticed that you do have one of the best I've seen. I like shoes myself, so I've seen you wear Kobe's, a lot of Kobe's on the court, KD's. Off the court, I've seen you wear Supreme, Chrome Hearts. various other brands. Where does that inspiration come from?
I've always liked shoes, and that's always like a way I can express myself, like just playing. I feel like everybody wears the same jersey. So when I was like in AAU and I was young, I used to wear a lot of crazy socks and shoes. But now obviously this socks is pretty locked now, so shoes is just always something that I wanted to express myself with.
Yeah, what's your favorite pair to play in or model?
The Kobe 6s.
You like the 6s? Yeah, the 6 and 7s are pretty nice. Yeah, what do you, who do you try to model your game after, if there's anybody in particular? Because you have such, you know, a unique game.
Yeah, I definitely like, all my life I've always liked Kobe Bryant, but obviously he's like nobody's pretty close to him. So
yeah.
Now I've been looking at a lot of players that are just like 3-and-D guys, like Mikal Bridges, or like Jason Tatum, even like some small guards that are pretty quick. But I like young guards, so like Bones Highland, stuff like that.
Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah, so I like watching a lot of film of guards that just are really creative. So even though they're not the same height as me, I feel like if I do what they do at my height, it's going to be crazy, you know?
Yeah, I really, yeah, it's cool. A lot of great players you mentioned there. But I was just getting back to, you know, coming into Arizona, you know, you were a top 50 recruit coming into Arizona in the 2020 class. Did you know, the way you visioned it, did this like turn out to be last year, or like how did it play out? Like how do you think it played out?
My dream was always to get to the NBA as fast as possible, so obviously I was like sitting there like, dang, like, but I felt like it was a dang way in a good way. Like it was like, I know what I need to do. Like I know if it doesn't happen this year, it's gonna happen next year. Like my expectations are still as high as possible for myself, and I know how hard I work, and I feel like I'm gonna get there eventually.
Yeah, do you think your mindset has changed, you know, coming into the season? As you just mentioned, it's, you know, kind of hit like a mini roadblock, but, you know, you've improved your game since then.
I think my confidence is a lot better, because I know, like, I was working out a lot last year, but it was just like some of the things I was working on were always the best things to work on. I feel like now I work on a lot of game stuff. I watch a lot of film. I feel like I'm just more mature than I was last year. I was a young kid. I was still watching highlights. Now I'm watching like real film. Like he can miss a shot, but I see the footwork. Like, you know, like I see like little details that I just know I need to pick up on. And it's all thanks to the staff. Like Rim and Ricky, they're like pretty good with the film. Even Coach Lloyd, they always show me like these little details. Like it could be a turnover or like a missed shot, and they're like, look, did you see how he got to that spot? It rose up or got to the basket and finished here. So yeah.
Yeah, and with that, you know, there's only a few guys. It's like you, Kerr, Mathurin, Koloko, a few of them, you know, returning. Do you feel like more comfortable, more of like kind of a veteran mindset almost, you know, knowing like where everything is and, you know, playing on the court, not with fans yet, but yeah. Yeah,
definitely. Like I kind of like how like I'm the guy that they come to and ask like, what is it like at Arizona, or just like asking about, even though like we're all new to the system, some of the freshmen still ask me for the plays, or like still ask me what I need to do, or like even me and Ben will be on the court and we'll like look at each other like, what is the play, and we'll figure it out by looking at each other and just telling each other what to do. So I feel like me being in college for a year just helped me like grasp the plays, because last year like it was a lot of plays really quick in high school. We were just going, so yeah, it was just something I needed to adapt to. Yeah,
do you think like I don't know if have you talked to Tommy about, you know, like maybe your role, maybe, you know, like who's going to play in that starting group or where you fit in? Have you gone through that yet, or
I mean, it's kind of up in the air, but everybody knows like what they need to do. Like we all have a pretty fairly sure of like what we bring to the table. We all got like just chip off and so we get it done.
Yeah, how excited are you for fans to be back in the stands? I mean, over a year, you've never played with, you know, a packed Macau, which is one of the best environments in college basketball.
I'm really excited after seeing how it was at Red and Blue. Even though it wasn't sold out, it was just like, it was crazy. Like after I won the dunk contest, like my adrenaline was just going crazy. I could just only imagine what it's like for a real game.
Yeah, do you envision to bring some of those crazy dunks maybe in the fast break this year?
For sure.
Yeah, well, thanks, Dalen. Thanks for your time today. I appreciate it, and I hope you have a great season this year.
All right, appreciate it.